Welcome to Pet Allies Adoption Minute. I'm Jill Tinkel and I'm here with Odie, my spokes dog, and we're just so excited to have Rachel Sutton from Sutton Weed and Pest Control because we're going to talk about some things that might have been a little embarrassing for Odie if those were his issues, but they're not, and that would be fleas and ticks. And we were laughing before we started filming today and talking about fleas, and I'm like, you guys, I've seen one flea since I moved to the White Mountains, and I kind of got a look from you guys, like I was incorrect. So I just must be living right. Odie's I've never found a flea on him since we moved here. Only one dog had one flea, that's all I've seen on dogs. But you have a different story, and let's talk about what Sutton does for that. But first of all, let me interrupt my own self before I let you start. The reason I want to let Rachel talk to us because Sutton Weed and Pest Control is a big sponsor of Pet Allies, and Pet Allies is amazing at promoting and supporting their sponsors. So basically, when you invest in Pet Allies, which I know you believe in them, I believe in them, so that's why we initially did that and invested in Pet Allies, because we like what they do and what they stand for. But Pet Allies looks back at us as a business and says, I appreciate you. And so you are mentioned all the time, used all the time, on their Facebook page all the time, at the events. I mean, given all kinds of opportunities to promote yourself for good reason. So that's why we have Rachel on today, as opposed to different businesses. We want to give her a chance to talk about how they can help you because you have pets. That's why you're watching us right now. Or you're interested in this. So talk to us about fleas and how you treat and how you keep the pets safe.
Yes, so our core values are very similar with Pet Allies. I know we are pest control, which does involve bug death, but my husband and I are environmentalists, and we do believe in keeping animals alive whenever possible. So when we do trapping and relocating, we don't put animals down. We take them out into the wilderness, at least 5 miles away from home, and release them. And so when we got involved with Pet Allies, it was very exciting, and we now have rescue dogs ourselves, and our products that we use for fleas or regular household pests, they are pet and child safe to touch once dry. So all of the products that we use, I personally use in my house and in my yard, and we don't have fleas in my yard, but we do get those little hoppers that kind of look like fleas, and so we use a specific product and we follow all of the label guidelines. So we want to make sure that we are not overexposing families, pets, anything to inappropriate chemicals, and then we don't over-treat as well. So once we treat and the product is dry, your pets can come and play, and it's a great way to protect your pet from the outside of the home, but also from what's coming in on the inside. Once fleas are inside, they're very difficult to get rid of.
That's a fun time. I've done that. We're from Kansas, and there's fleas everywhere in Kansas. So I've done the flea thing.
Yes.
And if you have a dog and you live in Kansas, it's not will you get infested. It's when. How many times.
Yes.
No matter where you live, what neighbor, it doesn't make any difference at all.
Yes.
So I want you to also touch upon, because those of us that don't have flea problems have weed problems, but I know that you can also treat weeds in a pet-friendly way. So how does that work?
Yes, so same with our pest control product and our weed product. They're all liquid or granular, and the products that we buy are specifically FDA approved to be pet and child safe to touch once dry. So if you have pets, they go inside the house while we do our treatment, and the pest control product takes about 20 minutes to dry, and then we like to give at least 2 hours on the weed product just to make sure. But if your pet happens to step in it, it's just soap and water will take it off, so there's no reaction or anything scary. And when you're dealing with chemicals, no matter how safe or how many precautions you take, it's such a good idea to have those FDA approved, EPA approved products, not FDA, EPA approved products, to be safe to touch for our pets. So we have our technicians follow specific protocols. We do quality control checks to make sure that yes, they are doing it the Sutton way. Yes, it is safe for our pets. And then our technicians also will move pet toys out of the treatment area. We'll turn over water bottles to make sure no product gets inside.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, just that little extra step to make sure you and your family are safe and protected.
That is so great. Well, we want to encourage all of our viewers that support Pet Allies to support the sponsors of Pet Allies, because I know, we've done a lot of things together. Rachel and I go back way back, and we do end up supporting a lot of the same things, you know, because we have the same value systems. But we've both have talked about, you know, that you know, if we're not supported by the community, in other words, if you don't use our business, we don't have the money, you know, to support the community. So it kind of goes both ways. So I know you've got a great product, I've got a great product. Pet Allies is an amazing place to invest in, and that's why it works so well. So we would ask other businesses that are listening right now to consider doing the same.
Join in. My favorite phrase is one drop raises the sea. And I really feel like as each person puts in one drop, we flood the community with good. We get these amazing animals safe homes. We uplift and support one another in our businesses, and it just makes for a greater community.
And it does work. We can both vouch for that.
Yes.
Well, we thank you today for being a part of Pet Allies Adoption Minute. We sure hope to see you at the shelter.
If you would like more information about the shelter, its monthly events, or to schedule an adoption outside of regular hours, please visit www.PetAlliesAz.org or call the shelter at 928-537-8009.